24 years. Come let our guys replace your tires with Cooper Tires and our service department to make sure the vehicle has the best brakes and alignments. Tony's Tire Service, 7200 South 28th Street in Fort Smith. Service you can depend on.
Hey guys, tired of waiting around for hours just to see a doctor? Well, check out Arkansas Medical Weight Loss, centrally located in Fort Smith. It's never been easier to start your weight loss journey. Short wait times means you get in and out quickly and back to your busy life. Now offering semaglutide and terazeptide to reduce hunger and increase metabolism. Give Arkansas Medical Weight Loss a call today at 479-551-2800 and start your journey to a happier, healthier you.
You're listening to Razorback Baseball at the SEC Tournament in Hoover on ESPN 95.3. Presented by Beckert and Van Buren.
Now back for more of the Armor Bank 10th Inning Show. Armor Bank steps up to the plate with confidence by simplifying banking. With locations across Arkansas ready to perform for you. Swing for the fences and choose Armor Bank. Here again, the voice of Razorback Baseball, Phil Elson.
Florida and Vanderbilt are about to get things going. Brandon Sproat warms up for the Gators, the other SEC champion, and a team that Arkansas very well may find themselves playing in the SEC championship. One more win for the Hogs Saturday afternoon, and they're going to play for the SEC title for the second time in the last 3 years. And I think it's great. You know, you want to play for the championship, but I don't think you want to do it by playing 5 games. The most Arkansas could play here would be 4, and I think they kind of came here and did what they wanted to do, I think, which was beat A&M, then beat LSU. What's next?
On the Razorback Sports Network from Learfield, you've been listening to Arkansas Baseball. Razorback Baseball has been brought to you by your Arkansas Ford dealers. The Ford F-150 is built Ford tough and is the official truck of the Razorbacks. Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield, trusted by Arkansans for more than 70 years for reliable, affordable health insurance. Take good care. Coca-Cola's Zero Sugar, the best Coke ever. Saracen Casino Resort, Vegas, Arkansas style. Sonic, Sonic. By UAMS Health, the official orthopedics and sports medicine provider for the Razorbacks. First Security Bank. Whatever better means to you, you're going to find more of it at First Security. Bank better at First Security. Bud Light. It's for the fans. Please drink responsibly. Petit Jean Meats. Taste the difference with the official ham and bacon partner of the Razorbacks. West Rock Coffee. Proud to be the official coffee partner of the Razorbacks. By Shelter Insurance. For award-winning service, find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. By Bud Anderson, the official heating and cooling provider of the Razorbacks. Summit Utilities, proud to serve Arkansas. Let's go, Hogs. By Harps, quality foods, hometown fresh. It's that simple at Harps. Arkansas Heart Hospital, dedicated to your heart. By Visit Hot Springs, it's time for a road trip to America's first resort. Ballpark, the official hot dog of the Razorbacks. Edward Jones, find a financial advisor near you at edwardjones.com. Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect. By Bath Makeover of Arkansas, locally owned, American-made. Armor Bank, with locations throughout Arkansas. Skip the red tape that most banks give you and bank with Armor. Core Brewing, the official craft brewery of the Razorbacks. Gateway Mortgage, helping build families and communities one home at a time. Your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. By Farmers Union Insurance. Visit FUMIC.com for more information. BASF, strong steps happen with Stoneville Cotton. By Abuelita Maria, officially licensed Razorback-shaped tortilla chips. Lennox Commercial, your committed partner in all things HVAC. By LRS, Arkansas's local go-to waste solutions provider. Fish City Grill, friendly folks, serious seafood. The Arkansas Department of Health, let's vaccinate Arkansas. And by Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort, Arkansas's only casino resort. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Razorbacks Sports Network.
This is Hog Reaction.
Diggs drives it deep to right center field. You gotta go. That ball is gone. Kendall Diggs will send him back to the hotel. With a walk-off homer, the Hogs win 6-5 on Diggs' 11th of the year.
Hog Reaction is presented by Beckert and Van Buren, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Resort TV Cable in Hot Springs.
Well, I don't know about you, but when Dylan Cruz got a hold of the hanging slider in the ninth and took what was an otherwise pretty routine Arkansas win and made things a little bit more dicey, heart jumped in the throat a little bit, but then Hunter settles down and Arkansas gets a key 5-4 win in their second-round game of the SEC tournament against LSU tonight. Glad to have you along here on Hog Reaction. Christian Johnston alongside. Christian, I know you and I were sitting here kind of watching the game together, and you know, I don't know if you were like me, but when I saw that ball leave the bat, I knew it was gone, and then B, I immediately looked back at Hunter Holland, no concern whatsoever.
Yeah, I thought, it might get interesting down the stretch. Dylan Cruz is a great baseball player. He hadn't had a great game up until that point. You knew eventually he was going to break through. Luckily, there was nobody on base when he did it.
Yeah, and that was, look, give Hunter Holland a lot of credit, especially in the ninth, went right through the heart of the order and got Arkansas a huge win. And we're going to break all of this down over the next hour or so. We're going to talk about, in my opinion, there were two players that separated themselves today in a game against a nationally ranked team. Peyton Holt, Hunter Holland. We'll talk about them. Arkansas moves on to the semifinals. You heard Phil talking about that just a little while ago. They're going to play Saturday at noon. They'll play the winner of the A&M LSU game. So you're going to see two teams that you're very familiar with that you've played here in Hoover. You'll see them again. Arkansas ends a 6-game losing streak in the SEC tournament to LSU. Also, and maybe a stat that Derek Ruskin had dug up, which I was actually kind of shocked about, Dave Van Horn moves to 2-9 all time against LSU at a neutral site. So getting those monkeys off their back as they move forward towards the weekend.
Yeah, that was a big win. Didn't have to use a ton of pitching. You were able to get through it with Hagen Smith, who pitched a great game. All the hits he gave up were like little bloopers, so he pitched well. He just got kind of high on his pitch count, and they took him out. Holland comes in, does a great job, and, gets the win. It was a great pitching performance.
Yeah, and it was a game that you needed to have those kinds of pitching performances. Between the two of them, Hagen Smith and Hunter Holland, they fanned 17 LSU batters, which for one of the best offenses in the country is a really impressive number. And the way that they kept that offense pretty much at bay. The first inning, they get the cheap run off of Hagen Smith, and you're kind of like, okay, and then it just settled down. And Hagen Smith threw a lot of pitches, struck out a lot of batters, but I never felt like the game was out of control.
Oh no, it was a great game. You know, when it was 2-0, I knew we would score. I didn't think we'd get 5 runs in, what was it, the 4th inning on Skeens. That maybe in his worst inning all year. Yeah, and then you had the catcher's interference, which led to 2 or 3 more runs. So it was just one of those innings where everything seemed to go Arkansas's way, and that was enough.
Yeah, and I know the announcers were really pumping up Skeens. He's been great all year. Arkansas was able to get 5 runs off of him in the 4th inning and really salt the game away. We're going to be here for about another hour, so sorry, blanked out there for a second. On the phone number, you can text or call 877-377-6963. That's how you can get in touch with us. We'll be here breaking it all down. Want to talk about Peyton Holt and a couple of defensive plays that he made. Callie with a huge play. I thought he got him. I think that was in the 7th inning. I thought he got him on that, but upon further review, obviously that was was overturned. It was the right call, but Arkansas is, and Derek and I have talked about this all year. The years that they've had all the stars, the Kevin Kopps, the Benintendi's, you can run through the list. Had superstars. This team is very workmanlike. There aren't a lot of stars. There are guys that are becoming stars, becoming household names, but they do everything well. They may not do it. They may not be the best at everything, but they do everything well. They don't make mistakes, and that's a sign of a team that's going to make a run here. We kind of jokingly said early on that Arkansas was going to win the national championship. We were talking about this, a month ago, and the more and more we watch them, the more and more we, sort of take this team in. The more and more I'm starting to believe that this team has a real shot, a real legitimate shot, and they're deep enough in the pitching to get them through Omaha, get them through the regional, super regional, and on to Omaha.
Yeah, there's no doubt. This team has what it takes. Obviously, they've had to adjust their pitching, but it seems like they've found a formula, and everybody's, stepping up into their role. And you mentioned that play at shortstop, Harold Cole, I believe, with that throw to first. Man, that looked just like Bolton out there, so I hope he gets back healthy and is able to play for us in the regional. And, that was just a great game.
Yeah, Arkansas picks up their 40th win on the season against just 15 losses. They're 2-0 in Hoover, moving on to the semifinals, and get that all-important day of rest. You heard Phil talking about Texas A&M's, if they were to get to Saturday, would play 5 games in 5 days. LSU's going to be kind of in the same boat. They'll play 3 games in 4 days. Arkansas gets that day off, gets a chance to sort of reset their pitching staff. They're going to throw Tigert on Saturday, and then you've got some options as far as bullpen goes. If you're new to the college baseball game, it's much different than Major League Baseball or professional baseball in that it's Johnny Holstaff most of the time when you get into the weekend in these tournaments.
Yeah, you just got to plug and place guys in the right moments, and like I said, everybody's got to know their role and just come in and pitch well to give you a chance. And the defense really helped the team today. I know the first inning or two was shaky with the play out in right field with Borfin. I think maybe the sun got in his eyes. But how about that play by Peyton Holt, that double play where
double play? That was huge. I mean, that you're looking at first and third with 1 out, and I mean he turns the double play, and you're like, bing, bing, you're out of the inning, and away you go. Yeah,
just spun around, made a great throw, and bam, bam, just got him.
And he's legendary in the Greenwood area. He's he was the guy who replaced Connor Noland at quarterback when Connor graduated from Greenwood and went to the University of Arkansas. He's also just one of the best baseball players that have come out of the state in quite some time. And tonight he showed it. I mean, that's a guy that is playing great defense. The bat's starting to come around. Things are really this team is this is a classic Dave Van Horn. You get that arc where you're just like, I don't know if this is going to work, and then all of a sudden they kind of turn the corner. And away they go.
Yeah, you got guys like Peyton Holt, who led the team in hits. He had 2 today, tied with Callie. Man, if you can just get a little more out of your other guys, everybody, is not probably going to click all at once. But, man, if you can just get some more better performances out of those guys, you got the win today over a really great LSU team, not really doing a whole lot offensively aside from that 4th inning.
Yeah, and it was you don't want to say you scattered 6 hits, but 6 hits, 5 runs, really effective, and especially on defense. I mean, they were as sound as they've ever been. This is Hog Reaction, 877-377-6963. You can call or text. Want to thank our sponsors who make all of this possible. Resort TV, Cable, and Hot Springs. You can switch now to Cable Links Broadband and boost your internet, plus give you your wallet a break. Sign up before the end of May. Cable Links will double your speeds, they promise. Beckert in Van Buren is hiring for junior electrical projects, engineers, and electrical engineering positions. Great pay and benefits. You can apply in person at Beckert and Van Buren, located at Exit 3 off I-40. And the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, $1.2 billion in scholarships raised for Arkansas students. Arkansas winner today, 5-4 over LSU. Christian and I are going to be here. We're going to talk about this, and I'll ask you now. I mean, the first thing is, as we were sitting, as the game was starting to wind down, the first thing that popped into my head was, my God, Hunter Holland saved the day. I mean, you might as well put a cape on him.
He really did.
He really did. He not only gave you 8 innings, which is important, like you had said before. I mean, the 2 pitchers go today. He 8 innings, 5 1/3 from him. He threw 86 pitches, struck out 8 batters, gave up just 2 earned runs. That's an MVP type performance. If they go on to win this thing, you're going to look back at those 5 1/3 and go, that's probably what got us here.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, that saved you some arms. You don't have to pitch as many guys, and you can save them up for Saturday. Yep. So able to use 2 guys to get the win. I think they only used 2 against Texas A&M.
They used 3 against A&M. And, and Adcock and McIntyre are probably available with the extra day's rest. They may be available, but it's going to be Tiger to start, and they're going to let him go as far as he can. You can let him go on Saturday, whether you're playing A&M or you're playing LSU. I think likely you're probably going to get LSU. And give the pitching staff and the defense a ton of credit, man. The middle of that order, I guess the top third of that order, if my math is correct here, they went 6, 10, 4, 2 for 14. You're talking about Cruz, who came in hitting over 400, and you're talking about White, who came in hitting almost 400, and they go, 2 for 14. I mean, that's getting it done, man. There was one guy with multiple hits. Travinsky had 3, and then Morgan had 3. And they were just little bloop singles. Nothing outside of the Cruz home run. There was not a ball that you went, oh boy, they're starting to lose everything. It was a really dominant performance by Hunter Holland.
Yeah, Travinsky and Morgan had 7 hits between the two of them, and they weren't really able to break out. That's another great thing the pitchers did today was when LSU did get a runner on base or 2 on base, they pitched around it and were able to limit the damage, which was huge.
Yeah, a lot of shutdown innings. I mean, after that first inning, and then the last thing really just sort of shut the offense down, which hasn't happened to LSU a ton. I was listening to both Phil and Bubba, and I was listening to the TV broadcast. And LSU's offense is slowed down. I mean, they were white hot when Arkansas ran into them earlier this year, but now. They've sort of come back to earth. Things have slowed down a little bit, and Arkansas was able to take advantage of some LSU mistakes.
Yeah, I think Holland, when he faced them earlier in the season, he only gave up, I don't even know if he gave up a run. He had an amazing pitching performance today. Looked a lot like that performance, and Arkansas wasn't able to really get to Skeens in that earlier season matchup. But today, the 4th inning, he only had 2 earned runs, but scored 5 runs in that inning. The catcher's interference led to the other 3 runs. But like I say, that's a big moment in that game.
Yeah, we're getting some texts about the catcher's interference. We'll run through that in just a little bit.
I've never seen that. On bases loaded, scoring, I mean...
It doesn't happen very often, I can assure you that. But after watching the replay a couple of times, on television, it sure enough was. And that's just one of those plays. That's a mental thing. You're trying to catcher's trying to make a play, batter's trying to make a play. That's one of those things that happens from time to time. It's just if you're an LSU fan, it happened at the wrong time. And that's just one of those things that happens. I mean, we joke a lot about that's baseball, Susan, but that's it's just one of those deals. And Arkansas was able to take advantage of it. I think they scored 2 runs after that, and really got that 4th inning was when they put the thing away. And up until Cruz hit the home run, I was not worried about anything at all. They seemed to have that game in control. And then we're able to lock the door and slam it shut. And now they're into the semifinals. Florida and Vanderbilt are playing tonight. We're going to keep you up to date on that one and some of the other games that there's one game left tonight and what the matchups are tomorrow. Christian and I will run through all of that. This is Hog Reaction, 877 377-6963. Christian, I swear to you, if I give the wrong phone number, just shock me. We've got one of those shock callers if I give you the wrong phone number. It's 877-377-6963. You can call or text. Christian and I will be here for about another hour or so. You are listening to Hog Reaction on ESPN Arkansas.
This is Hog Reaction. Hog Reaction is presented by Beckert and Van Buren, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Resort TV Cable in Hot Springs.
Come on along, head for the mountains of Bush Beer. Head for the mountains, it's cold and it's smooth, and it's waiting for you. Come on, head for the mountains of Bush Beer. Head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains of Bush. Light beer.
Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2022. Anheuser-Busch, Busch, and Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Give your internet a boost with Cable Link's broadband.
Whoa, hold on, Zippy. Fast internet is cool, but what else is in it for me?
Well, how about up to 150 meg speeds for lightning fast streaming, gaming, and...
No. Listen, I've got 3 kids and 2 dogs to feed, plus gassing up the old minivan, sports teams, music lessons. You get what I'm saying?
I think so. How about... Get the lowest price in your area for all your Wi-Fi needs. Up to 150 meg speeds for less than $35 a month and includes unlimited data.
Yeah, that's better. Now take it from the top.
Give your internet a boost and your wallet a break. Switch to Cable Link's broadband and get the lowest price in your area for all your Wi-Fi needs. Up to 150 meg speeds for less than $35 a month and unlimited data. You may even qualify for free internet. Call 800-903-0508 or visit cablelinks.com/connect. That's 800-903-0508 or cablelinks.com/connect.
Many factors affect speed. Offer expires without notice. Restrictions apply.
Beckert Van Buren is seeking a plant electrical engineer. Candidates must hold a BSEE from an accredited university and have experience with power distribution and project management. Applicants should also be able to specify electrical gear and plan for future expansions. Beckert is a renowned international company known regionally for great pay and excellent benefits. Apply today at Beckert and Van Buren at Exit 3 off Interstate 40.
Ty Richardson for Eastside Liquor, your #1 stop for the Hogs Run to Omaha. Every watch party, every event, they can take care of you at Eastside Liquor. Need your favorite beer or seltzer for the Hog Pen? They've got it all at Eastside Liquor. Stop by and see Dave and his team at 9390 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Did I mention it's lake season 2? Regardless of the lake that you spend your summer, the only place you gotta stop before is Eastside Liquor.
Advanced Mechanical Performance, your premier UTV, off-road, truck, and Jeep repair facility. Whether it's a lift kit, an oil change, or a complete makeover of your machine, go see Cody and the gang at AMP and get it right the first time. These guys know what they're doing and are doing what they know. Advanced Mechanical Performance, 3201 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith. Call them today at 434-4161.
Oh no, what happened to your windshield?
I had an accident. I'm definitely going to have to get a new one.
You should call Mr. Auto Glass on Towson Avenue.
I have to be careful. I have all this technology in my windshield.
Technology?
Yes, things like adaptive cruise, rain sensing wipers, and lane assistant.
Well, the folks over at Mr. Auto Glass can definitely calibrate all of that for you. They are super friendly and fast. You should give them a call.
What's that number?
782-4441.
Okay, I'll give Mr. Auto Glass a call. 782-4441.
Harry Robinson Salisol Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
Clogs? Nobody wants a clog. Westark Plumbing knows that clogs are a serious issue. They can signal that bigger problems are on the way. So contact Westark Plumbing while the problem is small. Slow shower and sink drains, gurgling toilets, and outside cleanouts making a mess? Call 479-646-5151 today. Westark Plumbing and expert drain cleaning since 1993. They keep you flowing. If you have slow drains or high water bills, call Westark Plumbing and expert drain cleaning service. 646-5151.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They're open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Precision Overhead Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all of your overhead door needs. Fully licensed and insured, with locations in Rogers and Fort Smith, serving all of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Give them a call today at 844-PDS-DOOR or online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Back-to-back winners of the Best of Award, Gold Best Garage Company in Northwest Arkansas, and also winners of the River Valley Precision Overhead Door.
Has your wife started talking about having a hot girl summer? Does she keep adding hashtag YOLO to her social media posts? Is she spending more time with her new trainer than with you? It might be time to discuss what a divorce would mean for you and your family. Mock Legal Solutions is here to help. We offer flat fees and payment plans. Don't let hot girl summer sneak up on you. Call us today for a free consultation. 479-769-1505. Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. This is Hog Reaction. Hog Reaction is presented by Beckert and Van Buren, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Resort TV Cable in Hot Springs.
Swung on and belted. There it goes. Way out of here to left field. A grand slam, and the Hogs have the lead.
Arkansas rolls on with a 5-4 win over LSU tonight, a game that, honestly, it was very interesting until the ninth inning when Dylan Cruz got it to within one. Arkansas really kind of had a stranglehold on the game for most of the ball game tonight. Busy day in Hoover at the SEC tournament. Alabama knocked off Auburn 7-4. Arkansas, of course, winning the game 5-4. Vanderbilt right now leading Florida 1-0. They are in the bottom of the first inning in South Carolina. They got sent home. 5 straight losing weekends for South Carolina. They got sent home by 10th-seeded Texas A&M. So that sets up interesting day tomorrow. The 4 o'clock, I guess it'll be the 3 o'clock game here, 4 o'clock Eastern. LSU and Texas A&M for the right to play Arkansas. And then, of course, you've got the winner of the Vanderbilt and Florida game will wind up playing Alabama tomorrow. And, Christian, I don't know how closely you follow this, but, man, Alabama's playing some good baseball right now. That's a team that, like Arkansas, is sort of peaking at the right time.
Yeah, they're dangerous. When I saw them play Arkansas in Fayetteville, man, it was a battle. I mean, Arkansas won the series, but they didn't give Arkansas anything. And, yeah, you're right. They're one of those teams that can get hot. Alabama fans love to see the Crimson Tide when they're in Hoover. I know they don't make it very often, but they're good this year, and they're one of those scary teams that could make a run. They've got a good squad, man.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at the teams that are left. I mean, you're talking about Vanderbilt and Florida having at it right now. That's the 1 and the 4 seed, and for the right to go play a team like Alabama. I don't know where you come down on this, but a week ago, if I was if I'm Dave Van Horn, none of this interests me. But having watched a couple of games and watching how into it the kids are and the players are and the fans are, man, you've made it to the weekend. Go win the thing.
Yeah, why not? Go ahead and win it. You're 2 wins away. It's going to be tough. The last 2 wins are usually the toughest to get, and you don't want to do anything crazy. You want to you don't want to do anything that will hurt you in the future. You just want to go out there and play.
You stick to the plan.
Yeah.
Whatever your plan was going in, and obviously, plans can change. But I mean, you're not going to run Hagen Smith back out there. You're probably not going to run Hunter Holland back out there. You let them get their work in, which seemed to be the plan today, was to have those 2 guys go, and then you throw Tigert on the weekend, and you try and get to Sunday. And I've come full circle on this thing. I mean, if you're going to stay there the week, you might as well go win it.
Might as well win it. Yeah.
Yeah. For them, it's meaningless. They're going to be the 1, 2, or the 3, depending on which of the polls you look at. They're going to be a national seed. They're going to host next week. One thing you don't want to do is get anybody hurt. Nope. You don't want to get, in particular, the pitchers. You want to have them get their work in and then get out and be done. And that's that's what they did today. I mean, Hunter Holland, Hagen Smith got their work in, got the win, and Arkansas's moving on.
Yeah, at this point, all the teams that are still alive are kind of, for the most part, following the same formula. You know, they're all in the postseason, so they don't want to do anything that will hurt them. But they all want to win it. So I know Dave Van Horn would like to win it. I know he won't lose any sleep if they don't win it.
Exactly.
But
and I don't know if you had a chance to watch any of the post-game interview. And, I mean, I've never seen him more relaxed.
Yeah.
With this team, it's just, as I was talking during the last segment, this team, there's no superstars. There's no Golden Spikes winner on this team. They just sort of go about their business, and they're very unassuming. Not too high, not too low, and they don't make mistakes, man. They just don't make mistakes. And if you're good on defense, you can get some clutch hitting. You can go, you can win games. I don't care what level you're playing, majors down to little league. Don't throw it around. Don't kick the ball around, and get some timely hits. And you're gonna be a team that's very, very competitive.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but it seems like the SEC tournament is almost pointless. I mean, it might help as far as getting some guys some extra innings and some extra at bats. I think that helped us technically because Wagner just coming off the injury, Josenberger, so stuff like that helps your team. But yeah, I mean, what do you think about it? I mean,
I think for a team like Arkansas, coming in, yeah, probably. I don't think you're improving your seed or losing any ground as far as the seed goes. Now, you take a team like Texas A&M, this thing means everything. Mm-hmm. A couple of wins, you get to the weekend, you're playing on Sunday. That may, instead of being the 3 or the 4, maybe you're the 2 going to a place that's that's conducive to you. The one thing you don't want to do if you're A&M is get sent to a place, get sent to LSU. That'd be horrible. But for a team like that, yeah, and take a team like South Carolina who's backsliding. Mm-hmm. You're not backing into anything. You're not backing into being a team that hosts. Yeah. They've lost 5 straight weekends. I read a stat today. They were 28-3 at one point, and they are now. I think they finished up 11-17. Yeah, that's a team heading in the wrong direction. And you're not going to be hosting next week. And they needed a good performance here, and they didn't. They looked terrible.
Yeah, you're right. It just kind of depends on the team. No pressure on the Razorbacks. And when I'm watching the game, normally I'm kind of more tuned into it, but I'm just like, well, I mean, you don't want to play well. You don't want to play bad. Dave Van Horn even said, he's like, you just want to go out there and play well, and if you lose, you lose. And this team is good enough to beat a team like LSU. Not really doing anything crazy, just going out there and stringing together hits and pitching well. I mean, it's what you really want to see going into the postseason. You want to see us playing well, and you've won 2 games already at Hoover. I think most people would have been okay with going 0-2. I know it's not fun to lose, but you're sitting 2-0 right now. You got a day off. You're kind of feeling good about it now.
Yeah, they're in a good spot where, like you said, you get that extra day off, you get that extra day of rest, you get a chance to sort of reset some things. I think it was Hunter Holland was talking to Bubba Carpenter afterwards, and Bubba asked him, what are you going to do? And he's like, I'm just going to lay in bed. And
yeah.
And you know what, for a Friday afternoon, you bum around, you just sort of hang out, you rest your body, you get ready for Saturday, and they're going to play the noon game on Saturday, so they'll play the first game of the day on Saturday. Man, you go out there, you take your puncher's chance. They're in a good position. They're going to play a team that they've beaten, whether it's LSU or A&M. Play a team that you've beaten and take your chances, on Saturday. Hopefully you get to Sunday.
Yeah, I've been to Hoover a couple times. It's fun being there. It's cool just to go and watch baseball, even if the Razorbacks aren't playing, seeing all the fans, and, it's just kind of relaxed, and it's a cool little town where they're in. I know a lot of people don't really think so, but Hoover's I like the SEC tournament being in Hoover. It's just, it's been that way for a while, and the city really embraces the tournament. And, LSU fans and Ole Miss fans typically are usually outnumber the rest, but I know Arkansas fans made the trip as well. So, yeah, it's just really cool just to enjoy the town, enjoy the tournament, and it's really what college baseball is about. aside from the postseason, it's kind of one of those, it's postseason baseball before the postseason.
Yeah, I'm sitting here and I'm, as you were talking, I was sitting here and I'm looking at Hunter Hollan's line, man. I mean, you cannot ask you can't ask any more. 5 1/3, 6 hits, walk just one. I'm a big numbers geek when it comes to baseball, and if you do two things, number one, you don't walk them. And you don't kick the ball around. You're going to win a lot more games than you lose. Arkansas walked two batters today. LSU walked 2, but the strikeout difference is huge. 17 strikeouts for Arkansas. I mean, that is a great offense that they were playing tonight. And LSU, for whatever reason, could not hit the baseball tonight. Arkansas got timely hits, 6 hits, 2 walks. It leads to 5 runs and a 1-run win. They've got 2 one-run wins. And they seemed energized. They almost seemed lethargic for the first part of the game.
Yes.
It took the grand slam to kind of get things going. Today I didn't feel like that at all. I feel like they got kind of unlucky in the first inning, and then everything just sort of fell into place.
Yeah, if you really think about it, the last 2 games have been very competitive. Could have went either way. The pitching was big in both games. Just what you expect to see when you're in the SEC tournament. All the teams are, they're for the most part they want to win. They're still competitors. Arkansas is fortunate to have those 2 wins. They played good baseball. I wouldn't say perfect, but the runners in scoring position and stuff like that, you'd like to see that improve. But that's kind of been a theme most of the year, especially in the SEC. You're not going to get runners in all the time with these pitchers. Skeens was able to, pitch okay early in the game, and Arkansas was able to get to him a little bit, and that seemed to be enough.
Yeah, and you could almost, and maybe I'm reading body language too much, but you could almost see when they started to hit, when they were started to get to Skeens, body language at LSU changed.
Mm-hmm.
It was we haven't seen this before. This is unusual. They didn't react particularly well to it. And man, when you played sports, I played sports. I mean, when you get somebody down, I mean, the first thing you want to do is, and they know it. First thing you want to do is, you put your foot on their throat and see if you can put the game away, and Arkansas did that. This is Hog Reaction, 877-377-6963. You can call or text the show. I want to thank our sponsors, Resort TV Cable in Hot Springs, Beckert and Van Buren. They're hiring right now for junior electrical project engineers and electrical engineer positions, and the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. Appreciate them sponsoring your Hog Reactions and all of our SEC tournament coverage. Christian and I are going to continue along. We're going to talk about what's coming up, what has happened, and we'll break down some box scores. We'll even talk a little catcher's interference. You're listening to Hog Reaction on ESPN Arkansas.
Here's to you and yours from your friends at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. Hey, warmer weather is with us, and that means fun in the outdoors. Whether you're in the boat, onshore enjoying a picnic, or attending a family celebration, In Good Spirits can provide you with the tastiest adult beverages in town. And don't forget to treat yourself as you listen to the game. In Good Spirits, Highway 71 South across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Harry Robinson Salisal Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
Do you need an attorney that you can actually speak with? You need Hickey & Hull Law Partners. The attorneys at Hickey & Hull understand the importance of client communication and are taking the time to meet you, respond to emails, and return calls. Every case is important, and they strive to give each one the time and attention it deserves. Call today, 479-434-2414, or visit them online at kevinhickeylaw.com. Hickey & Hull Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
Hi everyone, this is Lisa with Davis Floor Covering. Are you ready to update your home or office and get it looking its best? Whether it's new carpet, hardwood flooring, tile, stone, or luxury vinyl plank, Davis Floor Covering can help you with all your flooring needs. With the best brands such as Bella Sarah Hardwood and JP Mathis Vinyl Plank Flooring. And we even do countertops, so come on in and let's get started. Davis Floor Covering, 3 locations to serve you: Fort Smith, Springdale, and Tahlequah. Or call us, 479-452-4808.
Arkansas Glass and Mirror Company has been serving the glass and glazing needs of Fort Smith, Northwest Arkansas, and Eastern Oklahoma since 1964. That's over 50 years of commercial and residential services from their 2 locations on Zero Street in Fort Smith. Arkansas Glass and Mirror offers custom cut tub and shower enclosures, mirrors, plexiglass, Lexan, window glass, and plate glass. Whether commercial entry doors or home glass projects, remember Arkansas Glass and Mirror. Online at arkansasglassandmirror.com or give them a call, 646-4300.
Hurry up, dude. The game's about to start.
Nothing beats spending the day watching the game with your buddies.
Dude, I'm literally right here. Let's do this.
Which is why a shelter insurance renter's policy is key to your winning game plan. It protects things your landlord's policy doesn't.
Dude, where's your TV?
What? No way, dude.
Like that flat screen TV that just got stolen.
Call Phil Hicks in Greenwood or Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith.
Gray Steel Structures Incorporated is a family-owned business based in Greenwood specializing in steel structures. Owner Will Gray has 20 years experience doing the job right and making sure you're satisfied with the structure you have a need for. Gray Steel Structures serves both commercial and residential customers. Whatever your need may be, mini storage, RV storage, home workshop, or any metal building need, make Gray Steel Structures your first call. Gray Steel Structures, 252-2783. That's 252-2783.
GraySteelStructuresInc.com. That's Gray with an A.
Clogs? Nobody wants a clog. Westart Plumbing knows that clogs are a serious issue. They can signal that bigger problems are on the way. So contact Westart Plumbing while the problem is small. Slow shower and sink drains, gurgling toilets, and outside cleanouts making a mess? Call 479-646-5151 today. Westart Plumbing and expert drain cleaning since 1993. They keep you flowing. If you have slow drains or high water bills, call Westart Plumbing and expert drain cleaning service. 646-5151.
This is Hog Reaction. Hog Reaction is presented by Beckert and Van Buren, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Resort TV Cable in Hot Springs.
Swung on and belted. There it goes. Way out of here to left field. A grand slam, and the Hogs have the lead.
That was yesterday. Today, more of a defensive effort from the University of Arkansas as they win tonight 5-4 in the second round at the Hoover Met down in the SEC tournament. Star tonight, Hunter Holland, and I want to talk a little bit about Peyton Holt here in a second, but you can get in touch with us, 877-377-6963. Russell and Mountain Homes hanging out with us. BE is talking about, he asked us earlier about the catcher's interference, and obviously we don't have the benefit of the explanation, but I can tell you this without question. LSU got unsettled after that catcher's interference. Things were not right, and they were really struggling to get that to get the momentum back, which it never could.
Yeah, it kind of shocked them, and it for most people, I was listening at that moment, and I was like, wow, that's huge because LSU, the game would have been tied 2-2, and when it's tied 2-2, anything can happen still, and and then Arkansas was able to get a 5-2 lead, and I was like, okay, the pitcher, if the pitching holds, I like Arkansas's chances to win. I thought LSU would make a run, and they did. Ended up being a one-run game, but man, that's a battle between two teams that, if all goes according to plan, will both be in Omaha this year.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think there's any question you're going to see these two teams. They're going to meet again at some point. You kind of get that feeling, whether it's coming up on Saturday or out in Omaha. Tim, who formerly lived in Palm Beach, says the tag team pitching was really good. Holland not getting rattled after the homer, then coming up off the top rope. Well done. And, when Cruz hits the home run, it was just, it's a breaking ball that didn't break. It hung there.
Mm-hmm.
And, the minute Cruz hit it, it was gone. But, when they snapped it, when the camera snapped back around to him, it was like nothing had happened. And you love to see it. He came back, he strikes out the next batter, then gets a ground ball and a great inside pitch, just kind of a weak ground ball to end it. And, to me, that's the most important the most important performance tonight was, Holland giving you those innings. But, man, I don't know what else to say about Peyton Holt. He's just, we used to have a term, when my kids were playing, we call them dirtbags because,
Yes.
It wasn't a game until, somebody hits the dirt. And that's sort of the way Peyton Holt plays the game is, hey, once he hits the dirt and he hits it hard, then the game's on and he's in the game and he's comfortable. And he's one of those guys that's just sort of settled into those infield positions. And, man, he can just flat play, and he's he's a plus defender for Dave Van Horn.
Yeah, when you look at him, he kind of reminds me of Josenberger. They just look like athletes. I mean, he's one of those guys you want on your team, but you hate to see him on the other team because he makes plays. And at the plate, man, he's been a tough out. I mean, 90% of the time he's going to hit the ball. He's putting together great at-bats. He's given this team a spark, I think, heading into the postseason, and much needed one, I think. After that Vandy series, that was one of the shining moments in that Vandy series, seeing the emergence of Peyton Holt.
Now I'm going to say this, and Tavian Josenberger has had a terrific year, but he makes me very nervous on the base paths. I think he nearly got picked off 3 times in that in his first plate appearance. And, look, that's a sign of respect that you keep throwing over there and you keep tossing over and trying to get him out of his game. But, there were a couple of ones where you're just kind of like, a little close for me there. He makes me very nervous on the base paths. But, man, he's a dangerous player, a good player. And I just love the way this team plays and the way that they just simply, A, don't get rattled. And then, B, man, they are solid in every single area. They're not great in every area, but they are solid. And teams like that, again, if you get hot at the right time, that's a team that can make a push through the regional, the super, and on into Omaha.
Yeah, I think we see this every year. You'll hit a few bumps in the postseason, fight through adversity. You probably get down a couple runs. And like you said, it's important to have a team that doesn't get rattled in those moments. The pitching, you may have a bad inning or two, but, as long as you're confident in your pitches and you keep coming back at the batters, that's all you can really do. And, this postseason's going to be fun, and I think it's shaping up to be another Omaha season. Obviously, there's a lot of work to do, but I like where the team's at right now heading into the postseason. I know we're not quite there. At least got a game left before the postseason starts, but yeah, you're getting you've got a couple wins under your belt already, and you've been, for the most part, impressive.
Yeah, and one of the things that they have been really good at all year was run differential. They've been in the top 3 all year, really from the start of conference play. I don't worry about all the non-con games and the midweek games and all that kind of stuff. But as far as SEC play goes, they've been one of the better teams as far as run differential goes. Am I a little concerned about back-to-back one-run wins at the SEC tournament? Absolutely not, because this is not something that Arkansas necessarily needs for seeding. Next week, I don't want to see a bunch of one-run wins because that's going to make me very, very nervous. I'd like this offense to sort of get it going. And Dave's talked about it coming out of the Vandy series that he needed to get some guys going. They were struggling. They were scuffling a little bit on offense. Kendall Diggs hits the big home run yesterday. Not much out of him tonight, but that it's sort of been an all-year kind of deal that they've had to jumpstart the offense. They've had to manufacture runs, which is old school Dave Van Horn. The Kerstad teams, that was bloop and a blast type stuff. This team moves runners along. They bunt them along when they have the opportunity and get the chance. And if you're a baseball junkie, that's beautiful baseball. Bubba Carpenter and I talk about it all the time. He much prefers, hey, let's hit behind the runners, move a guy along, bunt a guy over to third, bring him home on a sac fly. That's beautiful baseball. And Arkansas does that more often than not these days.
Yeah, I get both philosophies at times. Sometimes you get a little greedy and you're like, man, I don't, I think coaches think that in their head, man, I don't want to take the bat out of this guy's hands. But for the most part, it's a good strategy being able to get runners in scoring position. And, guys like Josenberger, if he lays a bunt down, there's no guarantee he's going to get out.
Let's say it. There's nothing sexy about a sack bunt. There just isn't. I mean, there's nothing sexy about it. I mean, everybody wants to hit the ball over the right field fence, hit it over the scoreboard for a 2-run bomb. When 2-run bombs are great, but if you just need 1 run, man, move the guy along, get the safe play, and there's just nothing spectacular about it. It's boring. I get it. But it's effective, and they're doing it more often than not, man. And when you do that, you couple it with good pitching, you couple it with good defense. This is the kind of that's the recipe for winning. And they're certainly on that pace right now.
Yeah, and that makes me think of a certain moment in the game where LSU had runners at second and third, and I was thinking in my head, they should bunt right here. They need a couple runs, but I think they were kind of playing for hopefully more of a bigger inning because I think they were down by 3. But, the way they were kind of stringing together some hits, they had 11 hits on the game. So
yeah, they did. And if you can scatter 11 hits, that's how you do it. I mean, it's 4 runs on 11 hits, and they did. I mean, you're right. They just scattered hits all over the place, left guys on base, and that's a tribute again to Hagen Smith and Hunter Holland.
Yeah, Hunter Holland and Hagen Smith. The hits that Hagen gave up, man, they were just...
They're gorks. They're gorks. That's what there was not a ball that was hit particularly hard among the group that I remember. Yeah. They were just little seeing eye singles, bloops here, there. We called them gorks. That's what they were. Hit them behind the second baseman, just dropping it. It's great hitting on the part of LSU, but nothing that LSU was doing in those first couple innings felt like this is going to be 8-0 before we know it. I mean, Arkansas was in control. I felt like throughout the game.
Yeah, and I was just thinking in that inning, seeing Hagen giving up those hits, I was like, man, 1 or 2 in an inning, but it just seemed like it kept coming and coming, and he stayed calm. You could tell visibly he was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
Yeah, and a little frustration, and and I was watching. They showed him on TV a couple of times during the game, and he was very relaxed afterwards. 76 pitches, he's done for the week. I mean, you certainly don't want the big picture. You're certainly not going to use him again. But, you let him get his work in, and you get him ready for next weekend.
Yeah, is it safe to say he's the ace of the staff?
Oh, I don't think there's any question.
Yeah.
However, the guy who came in and pitched 5 1/3 today, he was pretty darn good too. If you've got 2 guys that can give you that kind of those kind of starts, man, now you're talking about elite level stuff. That's the one thing they've missed the last couple of years, really since Blaine Knight and Isaiah Campbell, those guys rolled through. The Kopps year, man, Kevin Kopps was it. If he wasn't good, they weren't good. And now you've got 5 or 6 guys that you can kind of rely on and say, okay, and again, I mean, we haven't even talked about Will McIntyre. He pitched really well the other day. Mm-hmm. When he went and now he threw 50-something pitches, I think. But he'll be ready to go this weekend. He might be able to give you an inning. And you're in a good spot. That day off tomorrow is going to be huge.
Yeah, it really is. And, everybody gets to take a step back and probably watch some other games and, kind of feel good about where you're at right now. Hagen, like I said, Hagen Smith, man, if he pitches like that, I heard on the broadcast, I think Skeen's got SEC Pitcher of the Year. And
he did.
And, the next guy up probably would have been Hagen Smith. So that just tells you how good he's done this year. And, man, last year, what was it, in the Stillwater Regional is kind of where he started to shine. And now he's, pretty much peaked at his, he's up there, man. He's good.
Yeah, he's been effective, and that's what you want this time of year. Update from Hoover, bottom of the 3rd inning. Vanderbilt and Florida are tied at 1. Winner of that's going to get Alabama. LSU and A&M are going to play tomorrow. That one is going off at 3 o'clock, and then Arkansas plays at noon on Saturday. You are listening to Hog Reaction here on ESPN Arkansas. 877-377-6963. Christian and I got one more segment left, and we're going to talk about Saturday's game and whom we might like to see. I'm one of those, man. If you want to be the best, beat the best, let LSU roll out there again and take your shots with them. Look, you split the season series with them to this point. You're 2-2 with them. There's nothing about that LSU team that at this point would make me feel like Arkansas should be worried at all. That team, they're good, but they are not invincible. I don't know how you feel about it.
Yeah, Skeens and Cooper are their 2 guys, kind of like Holland and Smith for us. Cooper came in and, for the most part, shut Arkansas down. it's safe to say that you won't see those guys anymore. So it'll basically be a battle of the bullpens.
Yeah, and that's the weird thing. If for somebody like me that spent my entire life watching Major League Baseball, to get to a point where you don't have a starting pitcher on the weekend and you're really running guys out there for 1 1/3 or 2 innings at the most, it's an interesting strategy. And you're hoping you get 2 innings out of a guy. That's going to be a heck of a day on Saturday and Sunday if you can get that sort of productivity.
Yeah, it'll be like you're patching, a couple innings at a time. Hopefully they're strong innings. If one guy looks like he's on, you might let him go a little longer than normal.
Absolutely.
So we'll have to see.
All right, Christian and I will be back here to wrap all of this up. It's Hog Reaction 877-377-6963. Listen to Hog Reaction on ESPN Arkansas.
This is Hog Reaction. Hog Reaction is presented by Beckert and Van Buren, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Resort TV Cable in Hot Springs.
What does a food truck chef in L.A.,
order up,
a hip-hop producer from St. Louis,
check 1 2,
and the king of the pickup courts in Philly have in common? They share the same grit, resilience, and passion for what they do. Because the people who share the same spirit share the same beer. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Beckert Van Buren is seeking a plant electrical engineer. Candidates must hold a BSEE from an accredited university and have experience with power distribution and project management. Applicants should also be able to specify electrical gear and plan for future expansions. Beckert is a renowned international company known regionally for great pay and excellent benefits. Apply today at Beckert and Van Buren at Exit 3 off Interstate 40.
$1.2 billion. Imagine what you could do with that much money. Well, thanks to the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, you don't have to imagine, because we can tell you exactly what's possible. You can fund more than 720,000 scholarships for Arkansas students. Scholarships that have educated teachers, nurses, engineers, welders, computer coders, and more, changing their lives and reshaping their communities in the process. So keep playing, Arkansas, and together we can imagine what happens next.
Ty Richardson for Eastside Liquor, your #1 stop for the Hogs Run to Omaha. Every watch party, every event, they can take care of you at Eastside Liquor. Need your favorite beer or seltzer for the Hog Pen? They've got it all at Eastside Liquor. Stop by and see Dave and his team at 9390 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Did I mention it's lake season 2? Regardless of the lake that you spend your summer, the only place you gotta stop before is Eastside Liquor.
Was your roof damaged by recent storms? Don't fall victim to out-of-town contractors and fly-by-night repairmen. Trust the local roofing professionals at Able Roofing. Call their local number, 474-0006, for a free roof inspection. Never trust something as important as the roofing system on your home to a storm chaser. Able Roofing, 474-0006, will work with your insurance company. Call now for your free roof inspection, 474-0006. Able Roofing, the hometown roofers.
What's up, JD? I love what you do with cars. 7 straight years of the best detail here in the River Valley.
Thanks, Matt. You should come check out our Cars and Coffee. Every first Saturday of the month at JD's River Valley Restoration, we're going to do a Cars and Coffee. 5606 Towson. Come check out Queen Bean's Espresso on the lot.
What separates you from all the other detail companies in the River Valley?
Quality and consistency is what keeps bringing our customers back. But most importantly, it's the customer service that matters the most to us.
My ride looks brand new.
JD's River Valley Restoration, where we're making new relationships one vehicle at a time.
time.
Precision Overhead Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all of your overhead door needs. Fully licensed and insured, with locations in Rogers and Fort Smith, serving all of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Give them a call today at 844-PDS-STORE or online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Back-to-back winners of the Best of Award, Gold Best Garage Company in Northwest Arkansas, and also winners of the River Valley Precision Overhead Door.
The spring allergy and hay fever seasons are here, and Law's Drugstore has what you need to safely take care of you and your family. Law's Drugstore can fill and refill your prescriptions, and they have all of the over-the-counter allergy remedies to provide comfort. Call 452-6116 and ask about vaccine shot appointment for shingles, pneumonia, COVID, and whooping cough. Law's Drugstore, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind the Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drugstore, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
Clogs? Nobody wants a clog. Westark Plumbing knows that clogs are a serious issue. They can signal that bigger problems are on the way. So contact Westark Plumbing while the problem is small. Slow shower and sink drains, gurgling toilets, and outside cleanouts making a mess? Call 479-646-5151 today. Westark Plumbing and expert drain cleaning since 1993. They keep you flowing. If you have slow drains or high water bills, call Westark Plumbing and expert drain cleaning service. 646-5151.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts need, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Attention, attention, an important message to the public. Randall Ford is having their Memorial Day weekend sale Thursday through Tuesday. Randall Ford has an exclusive $1,000 stimulus for you towards any vehicle on the lot. The Ford F-150, the Ford Bronco, other Fords, and any pre-owned vehicle. Come claim your $1,000 stimulus Thursday through Tuesday exclusively at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Stimulus can be claimed for those days only.
This is Hog Reaction.
Diggs drives it deep to right center field. You gotta go. That ball is gone. Kendall Diggs will send him back to the hotel. With a walk-off homer, the Hogs win 6-5 on Diggs' 11th of the year.
Hog Reaction is presented by Beckert and Van Buren, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Resort TV Cable in Hot Springs.
Arkansas winner tonight, 5-4 over LSU down in Hoover. Second round of the SEC tournament. They'll have the day off tomorrow. They will get the winner of the LSU-Texas A&M game tomorrow. That game will be Saturday at noon. Christian Johnson alongside. I'm Zach Arns. Glad to have you here on Hog Reaction. You can call or text the show. 877-377-6963. Here's a text out of the 870. Is Brady Slavin's okay? He looked like he hurt his thumb in the fourth, but he played the whole game. That's Matt and Bisco. As far as we know, Dave didn't say anything in the postgame that I'm aware of about Brady's health. I know the play you're talking about. To me, it just looked like he landed awkwardly. It's kind of one of those deals when he was diving back. It was on the play where he almost got picked off at second base when he was diving back in. It just looked like he landed awkwardly. I don't know what you saw.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Luckily, he was. First of all, he wasn't hurt very badly. I think if it would have been something serious, he would have came out right then.
Right, and that's at this point of the year, that's the one thing you don't risk is the injury. Even if there's some sort of if there's any doubt, you pull him out of the game and you get him looked at.
Yeah. So another great thing after these first two games, knock on wood, nobody's gotten hurt yet. So you're winning games, playing well. You're not stinking it up. You're not making errors. You're staying fundamentally sound. It's great competition. You're facing some of the best teams in the country. I think it's just going to help you moving forward.
Yeah, and I'll ask you, point blank, who do you want to see Saturday? I'll tell you who I want to see. I want to see LSU again. I'm firmly in the camp that if you're going to be the best, beat the best. Also, and from a selfish standpoint, I don't want to see that stupid luggage cart again. I'm done with the home run celebrations, the luggage cart, and all that stuff. I'm more in the Dave Van Horn camp, which is you hit the ball out of the park, round the bases, and head back to the dugout. I don't want to say, how do you steal a luggage cart? I mean, that's the most Aggie thing ever. They stole a luggage cart and they got it on the bus somehow. I don't know how you do that stuff.
Yeah, only an Aggie would do that. That's between the two teams, LSU and Texas A&M, you'd like to beat both of them, but I'm kind of with you. Something sweet about beating LSU twice if you're able to do that.
Especially with all of those first-round draft picks. All the guys that are supposed to go at the top of that draft. They talked about this team like it was one of the elite teams, not just this season, but in the last 15 years. They thought this team was going to be elite. And, they're mortal. I mean, it's a good baseball team, but it's a mortal baseball team. They're not invincible.
Well, when you think about some LSU teams in the past, they don't – yes, they've got a really good pitcher in Skeens, but they've had some really good pitchers in the past as well.
Sure.
After Skeens, it drops off a little bit. And, when you think about their lineup, Dylan Cruz obviously can hit, and then that Tommy White guy's got a little bit of power. But, I mean, outside of that, I mean, it's not the typical LSU lineup where it makes you go, wow, every guy. I mean, all these guys can really hit. I mean, obviously they're a really good team, but it's just something different about this team. Kind of like Arkansas, Arkansas's got some really good players, but, aside from Wagner, it's like everybody's, pretty even kill,
Yeah, it's just a very sound team. There are no superstars. A couple of notes from the game. This was the 15th time that these teams have met in the SEC tournament. LSU now leads the series 11-4. They had until tonight won 6 in a row against Arkansas, dating from 2013 to 2018. Arkansas snaps that. And then the last time Arkansas won, we were talking about this today on our show, was May 23rd of 2013. Arkansas won the game 4-1. Do you know who the starting pitchers were that day?
Oh.
I'll tell you this. Both are in the majors right now.
Oh, my gosh. 2013.
2013. The LSU pitcher, I'll tell you, is easier than the Arkansas pitcher. Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
The LSU started Aaron Nola that day.
That's right.
Now with the Philadelphia Phillies. Arkansas started Ryan Stanek.
Oh, 2 really good pitchers.
Yeah. How's that for a Saturday afternoon in the SEC?
We've had so many great pitchers. I mean, I'm thinking, well, LSU's put some guys in the MLB, and
the first guy that popped into my head, to start that game was Dallas Keuchel, and but it was Ryan Stanek, it was Aaron Nola that day. Arkansas won the game 4-1. So you kind of exercised some demons today, which is great. I mean, Arkansas gets off the schneid against LSU. It's a nice win. It was a good win. It was a dominating win in every measure. You look at the hits and that kind of stuff, but Arkansas I never felt ever during the course of the game like Arkansas had this thing, like they didn't have control of it.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, LSU got up 2-0. You're like, okay, they got some bloop hits, and then I think they scored on a pass ball. But other than that,
Arkansas was very much in control.
Yeah, and Arkansas was able to have that inning where you kind of shift the momentum, and luckily they did, because we could be looking back and saying, man, what a pitching performance by these LSU pitchers. But luckily that's not what we're saying, and Arkansas was able to put together that good 4th inning, and it held off. I mean, and that's, like I said, we keep talking about Hagen Smith and Hunter Holland, but this team just battled through it, and that's a tough team they beat, man. That's a really good LSU squad.
Yeah, one of the things I really enjoyed was I'm a big proponent of working pitch counts. I don't like swinging at first pitches or second pitches. They wore Skeens down. And you see pitches, you sort of get the timing down, and then you start taking your hacks. I thought they were great. I thought they took, I was a little uncomfortable with some of the strikes that were being called up around the letters, but
that's a good point. Yeah.
Look, if they're going to call them there, you might as well swing at them. Arkansas did a terrific job. They didn't do a lot of bad ball swinging tonight, which was great. They waited for balls that were in the zone, and when they got them, they hit them. And I thought I think they struck out 10 times tonight to LSU 17. So put the ball in play, take your chances, hope they make a mistake. They're not a great defensive team. They kick the ball around a little bit. But Arkansas did what they had to do. One run win against one of the best teams in the country in a pressure spot. I thought they came up big.
Yeah, I mean, going into this game, I was thinking, Hagen Smith is obviously going to have to come out and pitch well, because you just thought, well, Skeens isn't going to give up much.
Right.
And it looked like it was going to be that way until the fourth inning. But Holland was able to come in and also back that up with a really good pitching performance, and that was key. And you talk about the strike zone. There were times where I was like, man, this is a pretty wide zone, you know. Yep. But luckily it didn't seem to have too much of an effect on the game. And both teams, for the most part, got fair calls, I think.
Yep. That's going to do it from us. We'll have more coverage tomorrow morning on the Morning Rush halftime, and, of course, on our show, Ruskin and Zach, tomorrow afternoon. For Christian Johnson, all of the staff here at ESPN Arkansas, my name is Zach Ards. You've been listening to Hog Reaction on ESPN Arkansas.
This is Hog Reaction. Hog Reaction is presented by Beckert and Van Buren, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Resort TV Cable in Hot Springs.
Wheeler Power Sports has their showroom packed to help you jumpstart your spring adventures. Off-road accessories such as sound bars, light bars, roofs, windshield